Um, Thank you very much for this opportunity. I just want to say it's a pleasure to be here with some of my team members as well, doing this presentation. Now, I just want to let you know that I'm not really going to look at this as a a butterfly model workshop, but more of what the John Noble Home's doing, what approach that we're taking right now, and our history of before we started the bed development. So again, my name is Michael Bastian. I'm the administrator for the John Noble Home. We have a long-term care home right now that has 156 beds. We also have seniors apartments, as well as a day and stay center, where residents or clients can actually stay the night. So it's a unique service that we offer, where day programs can extend into overnight stays as well as part of our respite program. So we're kind of like unique in the community. We're very proud of our reputation in the community, and we're really proud of what we do, making differences for seniors in our home. So back in 2021, an application for extra funding to designate a resident home area as a special behavioral unit was not approved by the ministry. Since then, the John Noble Home and members of the Committee of Management requested a meeting with Minister Calandra, who was the long-term care minister at the time. And we met with Minister Calandra earlier this year to see if he could request for him to reconsider our application to designate our home and receive the extra funding. The John Noble Home has provided opportunity for one of our frontline staff, which is Megan, to become a positive approach to care independent trainer. And you'll find more about that as we go. So the home, when they put the application in 2021 for the special behavior unit, the goal was to become a butterfly model home. At the time, throughout the 21 and 2022, we did go into pandemic, and our new bed development was paused. However, we still have another home area that was already being considered for the special behavior unit funding. However, since that was denied at the time, in 2022, we went ahead and we're building the 40 new beds as regular long-term care beds. However, we're still reaching out to the minister to see if we can get extra funding to designate the first floor of the new building, which is going to be 20 beds, a 20-bed home area with all private beds, to become a special behavioral unit. Now, in 2021, when that application was put in, the home put a lot of things in place to really, it really aligns with the butterfly approach. And that is, painting murals on the wall and painting doors, putting door skins, applying a lot of different colors of paint in certain rooms, using equipment and fancy projectors and that to really enhance, stimulate the residents that have those behaviors. And there'll be more to come on that, as Carly and Megan will talk a little bit about that. So the new build is going to be 40 brand new beds. That construction has already started, actually. It started on August 31st. So this is an artist's conception of what the building is going to look like when it's finished completion. It's going to be a 2-floor structure with 20 beds on each floor, with the first floor hopefully becoming a special behavioral unit. There'll be a courtyard that will be a secure courtyard, as it'll have 4 walls around it. And this aligns with what right now our current home already has courtyards as well, large courtyards, and this will just enhance the whole experience that residents have. Bell Court is a vacant unit that's been vacant on our site for many, many years. It was a decision of council to redevelop the unit into a behavioral unit to meet the growing need within the community. The home was approved for 20 long-term care beds, and that was done in 2 separate applications in 2018 and 2019. Construction of the unit halted due to the global pandemic. In 2022, another 20 beds was allocated to the project. Therefore, 40 new beds are scheduled, well, actually, they're now scheduled to be built by January of 2025. So just a little more of the background. Applications for the extra funding to designate the first floor 20 beds behavior unit was not approved by the ministry. We went ahead to open the beds as regular long-term care beds with the option of still being eligible to receive the extra funding and designating one of our home areas a special behavior unit. So the ministry approved our submissions, and we were able to break ground on August the 31st, which was just 3 weeks ago, and that's when construction started. So officially, August 31st is when shovels hit the ground. And just a couple of things that happened so far. We're just removing a lot of trees. We're prepping lands. We're building a new parking lot. We're demolishing a building. There's a lot of prep work that's in the go right now, and leveling out land so we can apply asphalt and build new parking lots. So the special behavioral unit funding, we've went actually over and beyond to try to get the minister to approve the extra funding. We went to the rural convention earlier this year with our committee management to lobby for Minister Kleiner to reconsider, as we really do need this kind of a unit in our community. In the Brant community, there's nothing like it, and I think our residents deserve to have access to these kind of facilities. And why a behavioral unit? It's to really service the population we have out there. You know, we have a large wait list right now, and so do other homes in the area. The wait list gets jumped often by crisis wait lists, where those are folks that are taking up hospital beds, and they sort of like get first dibs on long-term care beds when they become available, jumping the queue of the regular wait list. So that's just the way it is when hospital beds are needed. We do get crisis wait lists, and those folks that are coming in out from the hospital, or they could be coming home from their home, are quite often admitted with a lot of behaviors, some with stage 4 Alzheimer's, and there's just a lot of behaviors and illnesses that accompany a lot of the new residents that we receive. This is not just for John Noble Home. This is right across the whole province, but mostly in this side of the GTA, we don't have those kind of services that some of these other homes have in the Greater Toronto area. You know, seniors in the Brantford and Brant area are twice as likely to visit emergency departments for preventable conditions. And once they're hospitalized, the seniors are more than twice as likely to have alternate level of care days. So I think there's a huge need in the county and in the city to really have this, you know, this kind of care available for the folks that are living in our community. The lack of specialized behavioral units is compounded by the number of individuals who require this, of the number of individuals who require this care. It causes a lot of stress to families. You know, and as I mentioned earlier, we're seeing a lot of more residents coming in to long-term care with a lot of behaviors already. And I can honestly say, from speaking to some of my peers in long-term care, it's not getting any better. I think all of our long-term care homes are going to become special behavior units in another 10, 20 years. there's going to be a huge, huge need, as there's a lot of seniors that are going to be getting older over the next few years, and there's going to be a huge need for long-term care. And we're very proud to be one of the homes that have successfully been able to open up new beds, as there's a lot of challenges with the cost of construction cost and the rising cost of shipping and gas. It all compounds the cost per bed, and we're paying premium prices for our bed development, but it's all in a project that's, we're partnered with the Ministry of Long-Term Care, and we have the extra special funds that we're able to apply to really make this project work. So we're very, very happy, and we feel blessed to be able to have the extra funding that the ministry has provided to be able to do this kind of a project. And that's the new build I'm referring to. Like I say, it's not going to be your average long-term care facility, but it'll have state-of-the-art technology, which is going to be built for the future. These 40 beds are going to be all private beds with all their own washrooms. There's going to be circular loops, so their residents are able to do loops around their home area to continue being mobile. Separating into smaller compartments during outbreaks are just one of the many features that will incorporate a dementia-friendly environment. Right now at John Noble Home, in preparation for the butterfly model care, when that was the way we were going back in 2021, these are just examples of some of the home areas at John Noble Home that have been designed to work with residents that have behavior. So some of the pictures on the walls really do portray, the time when these residents were young, and we do have a lot of older pictures from the county and from the city all over the building, and it really does reminisce the old times. And I'm sure that some of the residents could probably identify some of these areas on these pictures as well. So right now, John Noble Home has 6 home areas, and each home area has between 21 to 29 residents. Each home area has a multi-sensory lounge where we do have devices and equipment that can stimulate residents. The corridors have been painted with murals, stairwell doors, entrances to medical rooms, and so forth are painted in a way that doesn't look like an exit. Behaviors of residents that have advanced dementia quite often are exit seeking, especially those that are mobile. They could really, really easily go into a stairwell, and next thing you know, their health, they're at risk because they're unsteady and they try to climb down the stairs. There could be potential fall with a potential very negative outcome. So we try to redirect our residents. So if they're walking towards an exit door, the picture is going to say it all and make it look like not an exit door, and they'll just can turn around and continue walking. When you walk into some of the corridors, you're not even myself, it's hard to see when just at a quick glance, you're looking for an exit door and it just happens to be right there. So there's a lot of pictures and there's a lot of painting in the community in our home that really reflects a lot of different times and a lot of different scenarios where residents can feel that they're in a garden, or they might feel that they got access to gardens and so forth. Before I continue, I want to hand it over to Megan Gaykas and Carly Cass, who's going to talk about programming and talk a little bit about the TIPA Snow program. And I'm going to hand that over to you, Carly. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I am Carly Cass, Director of Programs here at the John Noble Home. The John Noble Home is fortunate to have Megan Getchis, Positive Approach to Care certified trainer here at our home. Megan provides workshops to many disciplines throughout the home, as well as training opportunities for families, volunteers, and residents, and has been able to educate our JELA students in our on-site living classroom. Megan offers education through Introduction to Dementia, neurocognitive disorders, as well as bringing self-awareness and empathy for those who are living with brain change. At the workshop, Megan reviews the 5 sensory inputs and processing abilities and how we can assist our residents and their loved ones as their dementia progresses. Learners are able to compare and contrast normal aging versus not normal aging related to various cognitive functions in a dynamic and interactive setting for all learning types.
That's great. So other workshops that are available to those at our home are positive approach to care techniques, including hand under hand methods, which assist our residents to maintain their independence. The goal of hand under hand is to work with the residents instead of for them. So then we're also able to provide the TPIS node GEM models, and we're able to kind of present that in relation to stages of dementia and whatnot. Here at the home, we acknowledge that the TPIS node training program works hand in hand with the dementiability Montessori techniques. And so our team, they meet weekly to review residents that may require these interventions. And some of the interventions may include individualized resident kits, prepping home areas for self-initiated activities, and providing direct care staff with the proper tools to implement interventions outlined in the residence care plan. We would like to share an example of implementing and bringing Montessori and TPIS node training together. So we have Joyce. She's a 65-year-old resident diagnosed with unspecified dementia with responsive behaviors. She wakes up worried each day, looking for her babies that she had to take care of at her job for 30 years as an ECE at a daycare. The team got together to put interventions in place as previously discussed, and the home area was set up daily as a nursery in our activity space where she could attend to her babies and care for them. A kit was developed with the proper tools to assist direct care staff in engaging with Joyce related to her past job. By setting up the home area and all disciplines, we're able to assist Joyce with a quality of life to validate her feelings. And Joyce was also a Sunday school teacher for many, many years. And as part of the intervention, we were able to set up one of our recreation therapists to provide weekly sessions that incorporated both music and her spirituality, where we had the opportunity to sing alongside with her on a piano and sing all the Sunday school songs that she used to sing to the kids. And it brought her so much joy and satisfaction. And she was able, we as a team and everybody around in the home area were able to provide a person-centered care for Joyce that assisted greatly with her responsive behaviors, and that she wasn't able to communicate with us. So it was a great opportunity to use all of these the trainings that we've had, and coming together as a team to really incorporate and really look at Joyce as a person and how to help her through these really tough times. And we've had so much success with all of them, and we have a really great team that does awesome things. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much, Megan. Okay, so let's continue on. So just some more pictures of the home where we have door skins, you call them, that actually can mimic a door. And this is just an example where you can't even see the door handle or the keypad is actually very hidden. And it really does help with, when residents walk towards the exit door, they just turn around and keep going. And it is kind of like a nice way to, manage security as well. Resident safety is very, very important. And these things have proven to be effective with deferring residents going the other way. This is just one of the many resident doors we have that are designed in a way that also can have residents turn around. So as you know, dementia does affect residents in all different ways. There's exit seeking, there's sundowning, there's residents that just wander and they go into any room they can find that's open. They're curious, they want to see what's in there, not knowing that they're walking into another resident's home, right? These kind of interventions work really well with keeping those wandering residents kind of like out of those resident rooms because they think it looks like a bookshelf to them. And these are two rooms that are right at the end of the corridor. So typically when a resident's wandering, they're wandering down the corridors. And when you reach the end of the corridor, you see this instead of seeing resident doors. And these are residents that, you know, they don't want you know, these wandering residents going into the rooms and picking up things. And so these door skins kind of really work well. And I know a lot of homes do use them as well. So the new beds will be equipped with a lot of new technology, including using scrambler keypads throughout the building. So that way residents aren't going to be able to exit. So typically when you see a keypad in a long-term care home, usually the dial pad is similar to what you see on your phone, right? So with this concept, the numbers change all the time. That the one could be to the left, like the numbers just get scrambled every single time, making it very difficult for a resident that has dementia to be able to put in the right number. So that's just one of the little many interventions that we're going to put into the new build, as well as state-of-the-art call bell systems that are going to be advanced with wireless devices, as well as devices that are going to be all linked into our system and our fire panel, using very high technology base stations and other electronic components that's really going to advance our ability to be able to have residents being monitored very closely. That would include if they have a bed pad, or if, let's say, if they have a bed alarm where if they try to get out of bed, that the alarm's gonna sound. Well, with the new call bell system, it's not going to be just an audible noise in here in the resident room. It's actually going to trigger to our call bell systems, that meaning that every single RPN and registered staff and PSW will receive a message on their phone, which is the iPhones that we'll be using with this new technology, that a resident just attempted to get out of bed. So that way the closest person to that room is going to be able to go to that room and try to prevent a fall from happening. Also included is that the door alarms, and anyone exits the door, especially during the late night, it'll be programmed in a manner that every person that has a wireless device with this program will be triggered when a resident opens a stairwell door or another door that they shouldn't be entering. We're introducing WonderGuard systems into our new build as well, which is an advanced system where keypads can lock down as soon as a resident comes near it, if they're wearing the wristband. So there's a lot of different advanced technologies that we're implementing into the new build that's really going to have the residents' safety at hand there. So right now, we're 3 weeks since we started redevelopment. We've broken ground on August 31st. Right now, we're just prepping for a new parking lot. We've already removed most of the trees around the building, and we're just prepping and finalizing the new parking lot, hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're preparing for demolition of the existing building over the next 2 weeks. And then the final bulldozing and prepping for the new building will occur after the next 2 weeks. So we're really starting with there's a lot of construction activity that's going to happen over the next 4 weeks, and we're well into this project to meet our deadline, which is to hopefully be move-in ready before the end of the year 2024. So next steps, as we proceeded into construction, is that the John Noble home continues to work with our architect, which is G Architects. Our builder that got awarded the contract is BDA Incorporated. We are following a construction management model, not a stipulated sum model at this time. And we are going for an anticipated opening and admission of first resident in January of 2025. Now, when we get approval, and I'm not saying if, I'm saying when we get approval from the minister to get the special behavioral unit funding, then the home is going to get together to decide which model or which way do we want to go. TIPA Snow is working really well with us right now. And we've been using that program in the interim since we didn't get the funding in our initial application to the ministry. So when we do get the extra funding, we are certainly going to be looking at all different models, including potentially the butterfly approach. I know a lot of homes right now are doing a lot of similar programs that really mimic the butterfly model. But at this time, we don't know which direction we're going to go, but we do know that the program that we're going to implement is going to be very similar. And it's going to be up to speed with what research has shown to be good interventions for homes that have residents with dementia. At this time, I think I don't really have much else to say. Carly, is there anything that you want to add before we wrap things up?
No, Michael, I think you covered it. I think, we're very fortunate to have 6 recreation programmers on our home areas right now. I think what we learned throughout the pandemic, before we had the programmers visit each home area, what we learned throughout the pandemic was by cohorting our staff and keeping them on each home area, that really provided great person-centered care for the residents, not only the residents, but their families as well, and being able to get to know them better and build those relationships and rapports, and which comes in handy when we do see the responsive behaviors. And being able to work with them to provide the kits and interventions to assist them with a better quality of life. So yeah, that's all I have to add. Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much, Carly. Okay, so I think we can open